Today I talk about top 10 most popular fruits. Fruit is popular around the world, for many reasons: delicious, ready to eat, and abundant in nutrients such as fiber and vitamins. Their health benefits can be consumed in various ways like smoothies, sorbets, and even ice cream. They can be used in cooking and baking, as well as for decorating dishes. Here are the top 10 most harvested fruits in the world, measured in million metric tons. 10. Pears. Uniquely, pears did not originate in a single region but are native to many parts of the world, including much of Europe, Asia, and some northern regions of Africa. Evidently, these fruits have been around for a while. Enjoyed prehistoric times and cultivated in China for at least 3,000 years. Today, China is still the biggest producer of pears, at over 16 million metric tons annually. Although underrated in the West, pears are just as popular as apples in Eastern European countries, being a sweet and cheap treat at street markets and on a supermarket's shelves. Grown in most gardens, and even streets, it is often picked by the locals on the way to work. Pears are also used in making compotes, a dessert of boiled fresh and dried fruit, or confitures for the main dish. Harvested pears at almost 23.73 million metric tons a year. 9. Pineapples. The pineapple is a tropical plant with an edible fruit. It is the most economically significant plant in the family Bromeliaceae. The pineapple is indigenous to South America, where it has been cultivated for many centuries. The introduction of the pineapple to Europe in the 17th century made it a significant cultural icon of luxury. Since the 1820s, pineapple has been commercially grown in greenhouses and many tropical plantations. Pineapples grow as a small shrub. The individual flowers of the unpollinated plant fuse to form a multiple fruit. The plant normally propagates from the offset produced at the top of the fruit or from a side shoot, and typically matures within a year. Pineapples can be eaten raw or juiced, and they are a common ingredient in a variety of dishes, including desserts, smoothies, and savory dishes such as Hawaiian pizza. Pineapple juice is also a popular beverage, either consumed on its own or mixed with other juices. Harvested pineapples at almost 27.92 million metric tons a year. 8. Guavas. Guavas originated from an area thought to extend from Mexico, Central America or northern South America throughout the Caribbean region. Guava was adopted as a crop in subtropical and tropical Asia, parts of the United States, from Tennessee and North Carolina, southward, as well as the West and Hawaii, tropical Africa, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. Guavas were introduced to Florida, U.S. in the 19th century and are grown there as far north as Sarasota, Chipley, Waldo and Fort Pierce. Overall, guavas are a tasty and healthy fruit with a wide range of uses and potential health benefits. Harvested guavas at almost 55.38 million metric tons a year. 7. Mangoes. India produces almost half of the global total of mangoes at over 20 million metric tons each year, having been cultivated for the last 4,000 years primarily in the Indo-Myanmarian region. Mangoes did not arrive in the Americas until the 18th century with the Portuguese who introduced them to Brazil, and Spaniards who brought over the trees to Mexico from the Philippines. Mangoes provide the daily recommended intake of vitamin C and are a source of vitamin B6 and fiber. Their positive effects on brain health and sex drive, as well as their anti-aging properties, are just a few of the reasons mangoes are considered superfruits. Harvested mangoes over 56 million metric tons a year. 6. Oranges. Oranges were first cultivated in China, and introduced to the Americas in 1493, on Columbus' second trip. The top producing country of oranges today is Brazil at about 15 million metric tons, about 20% of the oranges produced in the world. As a favorite fruit for many, it is not surprising why orange is the most popular juice choice for breakfast. Succulent, sweet, and with more than 100% of the daily vitamin C required, its only downside is the potentially messy peeling. Harvested oranges at almost 75.54 million metric tons a year. 5. Grapes. A grape is a fruit, botanically a berry, of the deciduous woody vines of the flowering plant genus Vitis. Grapes are a non-climacteric type of fruit, generally occurring in clusters. The cultivation of grapes began perhaps 8,000 years ago, and the fruit has been used as human food over history. Eaten fresh or in dried form, as raisins, currants and sultanas, grapes also hold cultural significance in many parts of the world, particularly for their role in winemaking. Other grape-derived products include various types of jam, juice, vinegar and oil. Harvested grapes at almost 79.19 million metric tons a year. 4. Apples. Apples originated in Central Asia, having a deep connection to the Silk Road, along which they thrived. They were first domesticated in southern Kazakhstan. Perhaps the best thing about apples is their crunch, as well as the choice of sweetness from their many different varieties. Most apples in North American supermarkets are grown on the same continent, for the ease and price of distribution, and in Asia. China is the leader in apple production with almost 45 million tons each year, while Japan's Fuji variety is favored by many for the large fruit size and a satisfyingly sweet crunch. Harvested apples at almost 86.14 million metric tons a year. 3. Watermelons. Nothing hits the spot like a refreshing sweet watermelon on a hot summer's afternoon. Watermelons originated around present-day Egypt. There, ancient hieroglyphs have been found referring to watermelons, which were considered a prized fruit and were even included in pharaohs' tombs for their last journey to the afterlife. Today, China majorly leads in watermelon production, growing nearly 73 million tons on a yearly basis. Watermelons are also commonly used in making alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks for their natural sweetness and water content. Harvested watermelons at almost 103.97 million metric tons a year. 2. Bananas. It is believed bananas originated 10,000 years ago in the South Pacific or Southeast Asia, which is the place and time they were first domesticated, but pinpointing the banana's origins has proven to be difficult. New Guinea's Cook Valley is known to have had bananas at this time, and it is thought from there they were brought to the Philippines. India produces close to 30 million tons of bananas on a yearly basis. Bananas are incredibly convenient for a snack on the go, coming with their own protective case and easy peel with no washing required. Providing a fifth of the recommended daily B6 vitamin, they help metabolize proteins, fats and carbohydrates. They are also a good source of vitamin C for immunity, 10%, fiber for digestion, 2.6 grams, and magnesium for the brain, 9%. A little-known fact is that bananas also help the body produce melatonin for sound sleep, especially when paired with Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Harvested bananas at almost 115.74 million metric tons a year. 1. Tomatoes. Wild tomatoes originated in the Andes, western regions of Bolivia, Peru, Chile and Ecuador, and cultivated for the first time around 700 AD by the Aztecs and Incas. They were brought to Europe by explorers returning from South America, and have been beloved around the world ever since. Today, they are grown in many countries around the world, with China, India, and the United States being the top producers. China leads in growing tomatoes at almost 57 million tons. Fresh, sun-dried, marinated, juiced, canned, tomatoes are everywhere and the options are endless. Used for the most popular dishes in the world, from making pizza and pasta sauces to the humble ketchup for burgers and fries, it is also an integral ingredient to most salads, such as Greek or tomato and mozzarella, as well as undisputed in omelets. Harvested tomatoes at almost 182 million metric tons a year.